How are you feeling after the fibula and ankle injury that you incurred?
Surprisingly, I feel good. Obviously, I'm going to have to adjust about how I go about my business, but haven't missed a game. Got here for the first inning. I got discharged from the hospital about 1:30 in Fort Lauderdale, and so, now I'll probably move my offices from the third floor down to the clubhouse level, and we'll figure it out as we go along. It's new, so.
You're still wearing the Wounded Warrior T-shirt, and that's why you decided to jump out of a plane yesterday to help bring attention to that charity. You decided to do it a second time. Any regrets that the second time is where the injury occurred?
I only regret, the landing on the second one. Listen, it's something that just happened, and you look for a silver lining or turn negatives into positives. So obviously the whole intent was to raise awareness and try to raise some money to the Wounded Warrior Project, and it's not the way I think that anybody intended to do it, but certainly got a lot more attention because of the injury, and so hopefully something good comes out of the bad break.
A general manager's disabled list doesn't exist, but how will this impact you going forward? You mentioned moving your office down to the first floor, but everything else, I imagine, as long as you have a phone and have the ability to talk to people, it's not going to impact anything you do.
Listen, the general manager has, a lot of people that, allow him to get his job done. So, I've got all our people in place. They're doing their jobs, and I've got my phone, and I'll work around and work with everybody as I always have. I'll do it a little bit slower physically, but everything else is working fine. And it's amazing. I'm not in any pain. I didn't feel any pain when I broke it, and I'm still not in any pain even post-surgery. So that's something that I think is odd, but I'm thankful for it because I think that would debilitate me more than anything else.
You've kept a very encouraging, spirited attitude throughout all this. Every interview I've seen, you haven't said anything about, hey, I wish I didn't do this. How have you been able to do that, and what's the best piece of advice you've gotten from anybody through this?
Nobody's advice, just like, hey, everybody wants to know what it's like taking that jump, jumping at 13,600 feet, which is about 3 miles. Everybody wants to know more about that, and then also how did you do it, that type of thing. So, it was a great honor I was taught by the best. They did everything right, but it's kind of like a football play. If anybody played football, and I played wide receiver when I was in high school, and if you break the play down, if somebody misses a block, the whole offensive play can fall apart on you. And I messed up on the very end of the protocols, and so the whole play broke down because of me. So I feel like I let my teammates down with the Army, but I was really honored to be one.
And then I have to finish off with another injury question, but it's not about you. News coming out today that Mark Teixeira has a strained right wrist. He is bowing out of the World Baseball Classic, going to be examined by Yankee doctors tomorrow. What can you tell us about Teixeira's situation?
Yeah, we're obviously concerned about it. He was swinging off of a tee out in Arizona, and he hurt it. X-rays were negative, but they did an MRI out there. It showed a strain. So we're sending him to New York to be followed up with our hand specialist, and it's way too early for me to kind of predict what we're dealing with. He's definitely going to miss about, you're talking 2 weeks, so he's out of the WBC, and then and wrist stuff is very tricky. So even if we get a positive from it, those wrist stuff become, lingering things at times. So I'm real concerned about it just because it's the wrist.